You're crazy!
Crazy? You want to see real crazy?
Breaking out as Stranger Things Sheriff Jim Hopper, David Harbour has risen in stardom in the last few years. While Stranger Things continues to be a streaming hit, Harbour has also dabbled in roles like Hellboy and the Red Guardian in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Today at ScreenRant, we look at Harbour's past filmography and how he has risen in film and TV before becoming everybody's favorite sheriff. A theater actor with some background in Shakespeare, David Harbour started out in bit roles in TV shows and films in the early stages of his career. This included a 1999 episode of Law & Order where he played a waiter named Mike. In 2002, he appeared again in an episode of Law & Order Special Victims Unit, playing a child murderer named Terry Jessup. Whether he's smiling menacingly or showing any guilt behind his actions, Harbour was spine-chilling as the SVU villain. But even with bit roles in TV shows, Harbour could land himself supporting roles in some memorable films from the 2000s. Harbour made his film debut in the 2004 biopic Kinsey. Starring Liam Neeson as the polarizing sexologist Alfred Charles Kinsey, David Harbour played Kinsey's son Robert. While David Harbour was initially struggling to bag lead roles, he got the lead in the 2006 independent drama The Wedding Weekend. A low-budget feature that hardly got any promotion, the film followed the members of a college a cappella group who reunited at a wedding many years later. While they discovered how their lives have changed after college, they also indulged in some memorable a cappella covers of songs by Coldplay, Sting, Phil Collins, and more. With his character also named David, David Harbour was fresh and charismatic as the lead, proving how he can also be lighthearted in his performance when the script demands. In Ang Lee's impactful gay romance Brokeback Mountain, Harbour had a brief role as Randall Malone, a cowboy who strikes up an acquaintance with Jake Gyllenhaal's Jack Twist. While both Randall and Jack are married men, they are implied to have an illicit affair with each other. But with Jack still stuck on his former lover Ennis, he soon ends the relationship with Randall. The role wasn't that major, but it showed Harbour's screen presence alongside A-listers like Jake Gyllenhaal and Anne Hathaway.
Finally figure out what I want to do with my life, Shep.
While she supports you.
Yes.
A similar role of married infidelity came a few years later in Sam Mendes' romantic tragedy Revolutionary Road. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, Revolutionary Road is an intense drama that explores the breakdown of a seemingly perfect marriage in the 1950s. Harbour plays the couple's neighbor Shep Campbell, who harbors feelings for Kate Winslet's April Wheeler. The two end up having an extramarital affair, and Shep becomes April's shoulder to cry on, sharing some tragically intense and emotionally draining scenes with an Oscar winner like Kate Winslet was a major highlight for Harbour, setting him up for similar character roles in the future. After Revolutionary Road, Harbour got supporting parts in big-budget thrillers like the James Bond film Quantum of Solace and the Russell Crowe starring film State of Play. But a meatier part was in the superhero comedy The Green Hornet, in which he played a corrupt district attorney named Frank Scanlon. While Christoph Waltz played the main villain Benjamin Chudovsky, Scanlon was Chudovsky's ally in bribing police officials and allowing crime in the city. When Seth Rogen's Green Hornet appears as an unexpected vigilante, Scanlon is in trouble. The Green Hornet wasn't a perfect film, and it couldn't live up to the legacy of the Bruce Lee TV series it was based on. Still, it offered Harbour an opportunity to take on genre projects and villainous roles. Harbour would go on to star in many other superhero films like Suicide Squad, Hellboy, and Black Widow. While Harbour kept on getting bit parts in TV shows, Pan Am offered him a better written part. The ABC series was set in the world of pilots and air stewardesses in 1960s America. Harbour had a reoccurring role in 6 of the 14 episodes as MI6 agent Roger Anderson. What's notable about this role is that he pulled off a convincing British accent through his performance, and it's only ironic that the MI6 agent is revealed to be a double agent for the KGB. So long after Harbour's Jim Hopper went to Russia in Stranger Things, and before Harbour became a Russian superhero Red Guardian, his connection with Russian characters began with Pan Am.
Bad guys attack from up front, department comes in from the rear. Watch your 6.
David Harbour has almost always been a perfect fit for authority roles, thanks to his intense facial expressions and nonchalant dialogue delivery. A fine example of this is in his performance in David Ayer's cop thriller End of Watch. Shot in a realistic docudrama format, the film starred Michael Pena and Harbour's Brokeback Mountain co-star Jake Gyllenhaal. A standout moment from Harbour's Officer Van Houser is when he vents his frustration at the LAPD for overworking officers like him and pushing him to his mental limits. It's It's a brief but emotionally arresting performance that goes on to show Harbour was maturing in his dramatic range over the years. After Pan Am and End of Watch, Harbour was no longer stuck to getting single episode appearances on Law & Order. Instead, he also got involved with prestige television like Aaron Sorkin's The Newsroom. Set in the cutthroat world of broadcast news and TV ratings, Harbour appeared in 10 episodes of the series as news anchor Elliot Hirsch. Harbour was equally dramatic and funny in his performance as a TV journalist who gives his all in the newsroom but occasionally gets bogged down by his seniors. His performance as a talented but bumbling newsreader was an interesting shift compared to the gritty criminal and authority figures he had been playing in the past. The espionage thriller State of Affairs dealt with security issues that the CIA and President's security staff have to deal with on a daily basis. While Katherine Heigl and Alfre Woodward led the cast, David Harbour wasn't relegated to the sidelines this time. Instead of playing just reoccurring characters, Harbour was part of the main cast as David Patrick, the White House Chief of Staff. The actor easily fits the part, playing a duty-bound security official who respects the nation's security above everything else. However, much like Pan Am, the series was cancelled after only one season. David Harbour's intense screen presence went on to land him in more action thrillers in the 2010s, such as Liam Neeson's A Walk Among the Tombstones and The Equalizer, starring Denzel Washington. By this time, Harbour was almost being typecast as either a villain or a policeman, so while he appeared as a contract killer in A Walk Among the Tombstones, The Equalizer featured him as a Boston PD detective.
You said to me, this is a family secret, and you gave it up to me, boom.
While he yet again played a similar figure in the 2016 fact-based crime drama Black Mass, David Harbour could stand out better with this performance. He played John Morris, a corrupt FBI agent involved with Boston's White Hill Gang. The cast of Black Mass was stacked up with popular stars like Johnny Depp, Dakota Johnson, Joel Edgerton, and Benedict Cumberbatch. But Harbour still got a standout part where he could yet again prove how adept he is at playing morally gray figures in high places. After years of bagging brief appearances in big movies and TV shows, David Harbour started finding his niche in the crime genre, but nothing would prepare him for finding a whole new streaming audience with Stranger Things. As Sheriff Jim Hopper, Harbour evoked a kind of middle-aged heroism that resonated well with critics as well as diehard fans of the series. While the Sci-Fi series mainly focused on a group of school kids and their superpowered friend Eleven, Hopper emerged as an admirable father figure for Eleven and the unlikely protector of the town of Hawkins. The role came with Emmy and Golden Globe nominations and finally gave Harbour enough popularity to star as the lead in movies like Hellboy and Violent Night. As the actor gears up to lead his own MCU film with Thunderbolts, it's impressive to see this stage and screen actor climb up from a blink and miss role in Law & Order to starring in one of Netflix's biggest hits of all time. What is your favorite David Harbour role? Thank you for watching Screen Rant and stay tuned for more movie news.